Yeah, I want to say hi to Eric too. Hi, Eric.
Hey, Eric. Bruce, you want to say hello to Eric?
Hey, Eric.
Ralph?
Thanks for joining us. Eric, get off my lawn.
There you go. Sparky 107 wants to know how can he get to watch A Model Is Life or listen to A Model Is Life? How can he do that?
If he goes to amodelerslife.com, there's links there to the free site, which is Libsyn and iTunes, and there's other. You can get it on Google Play. He can get it on TuneIn and Spotify. But if he goes to the website, amodelerslife.com, there's links right there.
Zappa Gap.
Yeah. It's a CA type clue. Kevin said Flexifile plastic weld. And Ron was saying MEK.
No, I can use. No, I can weld with acetone. That works. It's beautiful. But I can't print this job in ABS. It has to be PLA.
So what I have here is, you'll see that I've got 9 different LEDs on here, and they're just kind of slowly changing. One comes on, one comes off. You know, it's kind of a slow pace, and we could sit here all night watching this very slowly go. But you know, if you actually had these in windows in your different buildings, or even one in each different building, it doesn't even have to be windows in the same building, then you'd want it to go this slow, or maybe even slower. And that's about the only thing I'm going to have to show you in the sketch. So we're going to go back to that real quick. Or actually, well, yeah, actually, let's build this thing first. So I just put it together so that you could see what we're going to end up doing. And what I'm going to do is just unplug my Arduino and tear this thing apart real quick.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. Here we are on another Thursday night. As Bill would say down here at the old general store. Done warmed up enough. We're not using the potbelly stove anymore, so we broke out the pickle barrels with the checkerboards on top. Now let's see, we got a few over here in the chat. We got Jerry, Kyle, Dwight, Possum Bayou. How you doing? Jeff and Mr. Indian Head Valley Railroad. Good evening all. And what you say, Tim?
Oh, not much. We're on next week. Do some work tonight.
Yeah. Night I noticed what's his name? Trackside Scenery, Joey Ricard. He dropped a video a couple of days ago. That was pretty interesting. Made a helix out of gator board. I was at the Fine Scale show back in 2017. The guy had a clinic there I went to on the gator board. Bill said he's got first dibs on the checkerboard. Alright, Bill, you can have first dibs. If you play Dan, be careful, he cheats. But anyway, what's that clinic for the gator board? And that's some pretty strong stuff to be lightweight like it is. He has several things that demonstration parts he'd made, and he told us, try and break it. It didn't get broke, that was for sure. I mean, if you stretch it out a long ways, have a long run, you'll need to support it, because like anything else that thin, it's going to flex. So, of course, taking more gator board, a thin strip, turn it on the edge and glue it up under it, that'll strengthen it up. Yeah, he had a 3-turn helix that weighed less than 7 pounds.
That'd be the way to do it. I mean,
yeah, he drew it all up on CAD, including the spacers for holding the circles at the right height. Like he spaced it 3 inches. Cut everything on the laser cutter.
especially if a guy could go, strong. If he could get it strong enough to hold the weight.
That stuff a whole lot more weight than you'd think. It's pretty surprising. Dan said it was less than 4 pounds before adding road bed and track. Of course, he didn't add road bed. He used the, I guess it was the Kato Ready track, or he had a road bed on it. He said that was the ideal thing. That track, that sectional track, you just snap it together. David K., he said he's planning on making one in the near future. Let us know how it works out. Of course, Andy saw it, and he's sitting there thinking, he said, yeah, I might just call Joey, see what kind of price tag he put on it, let him cut one for me so he wouldn't have to build it.
Surprised nobody else has shown up yet in here.
Yeah. Well, we still got snowstorms up in the north and in Canada, so.
Yeah.
Snowstorms and flooding that time of year. Yeah, I started to do like Bill. I got this shirt on. I was going to give me a piece of masking tape, put across it, and use magic marker, put MRL on it, but I couldn't find the masking tape. But the shirts are on their way. Hey, you guys in the chat over, you're welcome. Come over here on the panel if you like. Link's right there where it's posted in the posting. Alright, Jerry, I'll try not to use the snow word again. How about if I try a 3-letter word, Kia?
Yeah. That S word's getting to be a curse word anymore for some people.
I was talking to somebody one day. They said they were talking to their mechanic, was talking to him about buying another car. They said, just as long as you buy a car that's got more than 3 letters in the name, you'll be okay. Yeah. Bill said the shirts are on order. Trying to decide whether to get the Dayglow orange or the forest green. Okay. Yeah, Possum, I'm assuming since it's passing by, you must be down around Louisiana way. Now we'll wait on him to... South Mississippi. Okay. Yeah, I'm over here in Georgia. I went down to New Orleans one time, and 2 things I wanted to try was alligator meat and the jambalaya. Like both of them. So what you doing over there? Just straightening up, Tim?
Trying to see if I got any thick plywood, large sheets of thick plywood left up here in the attic.
Well, what you gonna do now?
Putting in a lift out, or trying to put in a lift up section. Trying to see what I can come up with on one.
Yeah. Bill said he started ballasting the junkyard track.
Right now I don't have I guess I don't have a sheet up here big enough to cut down to what I need.
I thought you only had to have one lift out.
Well, I'm expanding track work. And I'm going to put in another lift up because it's right here at the entrance. I'm going to cross. I come up to my attic here. You can't really see me here.
Yeah.
My attic here. And I enter my layout on my right side here. And so I'm going to go across over to this area. So I got to have this lift up so I can enter.
What's wrong with that one?
lift outs work, but that one's kind of the one I did kind of a pain in the butt to line up. So, trying to figure out what I need to do to actually get to lift up and clear the scenery.
I found, thanks to Wilmer, Indian Head Valley Railroad, put your hinges on blocks. Go on John's lift up. I thought about putting them straight down on it, and then I got thinking about it. They wouldn't give me the swing up that I need to clear the track. So I put them on, put the hinges on little blocks, cut them a little bit bigger than the hinges, so I had a place to put screws to hold it down, and then screw the hinge to that. I measured my blocks are just a little bit higher than what the thickness of the roadbed to the top of the track is. And when I did that, the lift up goes up just great. The track clears. Got plenty of room in there. Top of the track is. When I did that, the lift up goes up just great. The track clears. Got plenty of room in there. Top of the track.
That's weird.
What?
I'm getting feedback.
Yeah, you turned your sound up and it started.
No, I know what I did. I've got the chat open on another window, and when I hit the M button because I was trying to mute my mic, so my son was coming upstairs, it unmuted the YouTube video.
Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, Wilmer said they didn't have to be as thick as his. I can't really remember how thick his were, but like I said, I just made mine the thickness measured from the bottom of the cork to the top of the railhead. And the wood I had came out just a skosh over that, so that's what I used. And like Wilmer said on his still working good. One's on John's working good too. Like I said, they'll raise it right up over that track, no problem. And it comes right back down the same place every time.
Well, what I've done over here is I've undercut the layout. And I set the bridge, or the lift up, about an inch back into the layout.
Yeah.
And I cut under the layout so it clears when it raises up.
I went 3 inches back. I got solid wood under it. Cut all the foam out, went all the way down to the wood frame, and I built it back up with solid wood. And then I hinged the lift up to that. Well, in fact, part of it, the very top of it, I notched out for the lift up. So when the lift up comes down, it's actually sitting on part of that base. But
yeah.
Then the other side, I'll do the same thing, cut that out, fill it back in with wood so it's got a good solid base to land on. And on the other side, what I'm going to do is probably put 2 thin strips of basswood right there so that as it comes down, it'll fit right between those to keep the track alignment.
also battling freaking hornets up here right now too.
Yeah.
Killed 2 of them a while ago. I've killed about 8 this week now.
Well, it's warming up.
Yeah, it's been 70s, 80s here.
Yeah, John's got a big nest in the ceiling of his room. They come out through they got a track light system in the very top of the roof.
Yeah.
They're coming in through there. They keep sitting there swatting on things. I'll see one land right there beside me, get up, fly off. I told him, I said, you make them mad. I get stung one time. I get out of the hospital, that's it. I won't be coming back over here.
Well, these don't seem to be too aggressive, so I'm wondering if they're not just your mud daubers and not the wasp.
Yeah, these are wasps. He's got the black and red.
Because you can swat at them and they'll kind of run away from you. Or they pay you no mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to take a quick second and say, hey, Marilyn, enjoy your ride home from work. I just saw her a few minutes ago. Had to stop at the store she worked at. Yeah. No, you don't, Andrew. You got more than that. Andrew down under said, I only have snakes to worry about. Look out for. Yeah, you got them spiders and everything else down there, too. Hey, Ralph.
Howdy, howdy. Did I hear you guys talking about wasps again? Are you being bugged by wasps again there?
Yeah.
I thought you got rid of them last night.
I had to get some traps or something set up in here. Bait.
He used one of those zapper things that he made his static grass thing out of.
Yeah.
And he zapped it probably about a half dozen times.
Yeah.
Even almost barbecued it, and it still kept moving.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, here it goes. WD-40 and a lighter kills wasp dead. Not in an old house like that.
Well,
Even just WD-40 by itself. That's what I use when I'm out in the garage.
yeah, I ain't doing WD-40 in a house, WD-40 in a lighter like this. I don't want to burn the house down.
Yeah.
Thing is, you can use the WD-40. You don't need the lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they have to go back, clean the track up.
How many people talk about lubricating their rails? There you go.
Yeah, really.
It's a good cleaner, too.
Yeah, we had a guy out there at the store that said that's what you had to do, and he'd do it all the time. He'd fix a locomotive or something. What'd he do? He'd go out there, put that damn crap on the wheels, and next thing I know, I come in on Wednesday night, and Brian's over. Guess what so-and-so did again this week? Guess what you're going to do? Yeah, I know. I got to get up on the layout, clean that incline. Because nothing will go up, and he got it coated in that oil.
And he's what, just a customer?
No. No, this guy worked there. He did repairs plus sales.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if that oil did get such a good job, why don't the railroads use oil on the track instead of sand?
Yeah, good point.
Dan says railroads use grease on curves.
Actually, they do. They do that around here too. On the subway, there's certain areas where the subway comes out from underground, and I don't know whether it's just in the wintertime or what it is, but the wheels going around the corners, it's people just living a block away or not even a block away are inundated with the sounds of the squealing.
Yeah, Big Bill agreed with that. He said to keep the squeal down. Steel on steel makes noise. That's the reason why he's got a 5% hearing loss.
And he was right on top of it.
Yeah.
So, on what side was the motorman's cab in the subway?
I think it's on the right side.
That would be the ear or both ears? Just one ear or both ears? That
Yeah.
is looseness.
Just one ear because you're on one side of it. Big Phil, he's got a question. He said, "Hey, panel, what is the best way to do a switch turnout in a street or parking lot?" He said he's used to smooth it for the rest of the street.
You have to leave the points free. I know of one here locally that is actually in the middle of a street.
Oh, Phil, go look up Kathy Millett. I think it was last year where she was doing that, and I believe she was actually used to smooth it. She had some turnouts that was in a kind of like a roadway. Go check hers out. See how she was doing that. I know she did, like Tim said, you have to definitely leave the points free.
Well, that's the same with any turnout anywhere.
Yeah. And Bill said right here, Ralph.
That's what I thought.
Let me do this here.
Okay, so in the street, you can use you can cut styrene to go between the rails to simulate the road. It depends on what your road's made out of, but you definitely have to keep the inside of the rail clear for the flanges of the wheels.
Yeah.
So one of the little tricks that I use is I take a rail that has no ties attached to it, obviously, and you turn it sideways so that the top of the rail, the head of the rail, the round part, actually fits into the web of the side of the rail that things are going to ride on. So now the bottom flange becomes the dividing line between your pavement and your tracks. That's on the inside of the rails. And then once you've done that, you can fill between the like that flange way and on the other side. Do it on both sides.
Yeah, you can put a block here and a block here, and put a piece of styrene over top of it, and make sure your actual flange way is clear.
Well, you can see it at the bottom there where the white line goes through. It almost looks like three rails. They've got a rail there sideways.
Yeah, right here. What I was saying, if you want to completely cover it up, you put a Lewis block, styrene block down to your tie, switch bar tie, and then come back here and have one that's free floating block, and glue a piece of styrene over top of it. Just make sure you have your flangeway cut out, and whenever you throw your turnout back and forth, that piece of styrene will move with your turnout, and it would fill the whole thing in. You just have a wide gap on one side or not. I'm actually surprised they've not done something here and left this, didn't put some kind of free floating deal in there. Like a steel plate mounted in. Because that's a heck of a drop from here down to the ties, and then they ramped it back out. And it's right after another street. And the frog's in the pavement. So everything's in the pavement except for this one short section of the point rails.
It's called a pothole.
Yeah, a large pothole.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's some other spots around where they have done stuff like that here in this town. But a lot of them have been completely filled in now. They don't use those tracks anymore. So it's really hard to get a good idea of what they would have done back when they were using those tracks. There's another section of track up here. I can't remember.
Well, Phil said thanks for the ideas.
We want to see pictures when you're done.
Yeah.
All those aren't in the. I look for a road.
Yeah, Michael finally made it to the party. Wilmer said that's a small pothole. We grow them larger here in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yep.
yes, you do. You in Ohio.
Actually, Michigan more than Ohio.
I know one thing, that one year that I drove the truck, well, it was last year when I went to Kansas City, Missouri. Jesus, going up Illinois. Before and after each bridge, man, them roads got rough as everything. When I got back, I had to get the front end realigned on the truck.
Yeah.
Well, Illinois has no highway budget. Their highway budget gets spent on other stuff every year. I mean, they do some repairs, but not nearly like they should.
Yeah, they really do, because before and after each one of the bridges, it gets rough as everything.
Well, when I drove down to the NMRA convention in Indianapolis, I had to drive through Michigan and then through Ohio. And, man, going through Michigan, it was like a roller coaster. As soon as we crossed the border into Ohio, I thought, my God, this is heaven.
Well, you know, the route they call Michigan, or no, I'm sorry, yeah, Michigan, the lane of 10,000 lakes, right?
I don't know.
Well, they're counting all the potholes.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, well, Bill just typed in, he said, nothing like a New York City pothole. It will rattle your kidney and steal your wallet at the same time.
Hey, actually, I was impressed with Staten Island's streets the other day, Bill. They weren't too bad. Yeah, we didn't really hit any real rough roads until we got back into Ohio. No, Michael, Indiana's not either, but we at least try to patch them when we find them. Oh, Minnesota's 10,000 lakes, yeah. I can't remember if it was Minnesota or Michigan, Andy. But either way.
All right, Tim, you can kill your screen share.
I did. I thought I did. Maybe not. I maybe just hit the message. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Yeah, they
PA potholes had 2 rooms, one and a half baths. That I will say, yes, Indian Head, they do. Me and my wife made that comment for a tollway. The roads were pretty bad. I always thought the whole purpose for the toll road was for the road maintenance that you're driving on, and
that depends on who your governor is.
yeah. But I did manage to hit one coming back from Strasburg the other day in Ohio, and broke the belt in the sidewall of my tire. We saw one stretch of road in Ohio where there was probably about 10 cars off in a mile stretch, all with blown tires. Most of them all had low pros though.
So how much more you got left on your diorama there, Well?
I had to adjust the base today because the battery wouldn't fit in it.
Uh-oh.
I didn't make it long enough. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm painting what I put on it. And wouldn't you know it, I got some paint where it doesn't belong. Damn.
I'm kind of disappointed. I plan on buying some version 5 decoders tonight from Scale Trains. They took them off their website.
I found the only time they take things off the website is when they don't have it anymore in stock.
Usually they just put none in stock up. I'm wondering, apparently there's something, somebody was talking the other day that they're having problems, DSU's having problems with DHL getting the shipping out like they're supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did the extension to the base. Now I have to put, there's a weathered door, I guess you might want to call it that.
Yeah.
Steel plate.
Oh, that's good.
So I had to take that off. It was already on there. I had to take it off in order to make the compartment longer, so the battery would fit inside. I made it wide enough. I don't know why I didn't make it long enough. Since it's all scratch built, I thought I had all the measurements right.
Yeah.
That's what the base looks like so far.
Yeah, it's coming along.
So there's the end I took off. I extended it out by about 1/8 of an inch because that's all I need. And then I'll put the door back on. Then it's a matter of taking some photographs as I put it together, and it's done. I'm making a shock absorber for it right now, and this will control the back thruster. Let's see if I can get it on here for you. Oops. Sure, put it on upside down. I know this is not model trans, but
well, Bill asked what he could use for chunk loads of stuff they've been telling him.
So there's the rear thruster, and that's going to control its movement.
All right.
I just have to attach it now, or paint it and then attach it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where these guys are all coming from, but they're coming in here. Looking for nesting places, I guess.
So in the sunlight, go outside and look at your eaves. You'll probably find where they're coming in. You'll be able to follow them.
Well, I know this is about a 100-year-old house. The eaves are open.
Toll machines wouldn't take Canadian quarters.
Yeah.
Pretty soon you won't have to put money in the toll gates. You're going to have take pictures of your license plate.
They already do that. If you didn't have the money for the tolls in Jersey, in Pennsylvania, the same way for the Pennsylvania Turnpike, you could just blow the toll and they would bill you. So you bill in the mail.
Yeah, but pretty soon the toll booth is going to be gone.
Yeah, we had toll road down here.
Go underneath one of those bridges that hold the cameras. So it'll take your picture coming in, take your picture going out.
Well, down here they don't do that. They have what Bill's saying here, Easy Pass. You stick it on the windshield right there behind the rear view mirror.
Yeah.
And they have the readers all down the lanes. so that they can bill you for what part you're driving on. The prices change all through the day depending on what time of day it is. If it's rush hour, it goes up. Depends on where you're at. If you're kind of outside of Atlanta, it gets a little cheaper. Closer you get to town, it gets more expensive. We have those express lanes on our expressways. Pain in the neck.
Creative Rail says he likes the 407. That's our toll road up here in Canada. I like it too. Get you away from the plugged up main highway that we have. So I have what they call a transponder. So every time I go on electronically, it knows I'm on there.
Yeah.
And it swipes me going in, swipes me going out.
Yeah, that's what we do. We call it the Easy Pass.
Easy Pass.
Eminem said, I was driving a stolen car. I didn't want to add insult to injury, so I stopped to pay the tolls.
Oh, look who it is.
He's a gentleman.
Howdy, howdy.
Admiral, that is. Howdy.
I know he's good evening, gentlemen, and you use the term loosely, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. With our group, that's an understanding, I think.
What you doing? Building another bridge?
Yeah, finishing one up. A short segment that runs across the road. I finish it up in a hurry. It's the last little piece I've got that I can spray all that stuff I've got. Then I can growl about it for a year how I can't get the weathering right.
I don't know why.
Seems to be difficult to get right. It's weird. It's weird. It's a weird color. It's really, really light.
What color is it?
It's a really light rust color. It's almost. I went back.
What color is the bridge?
Well, this one I'm really curious as to what I should do. I don't know exactly what year it was painted, so this one will probably be done in silver because I know it was done in whatever. Yeah, it's silver. Closer to silver than gray. It was silver by the 60s. It was silver. So, I don't know when they painted it silver. I don't know if it was painted by 50 silver or not, but I like it being silver. So
it was probably painted, the first time it was repainted, it was probably painted silver.
Yeah, it was black originally and then silver.
Silver is what they used to use on steel to try and retard the rust process.
Yeah, so the Norfolk Western, all their bridges are black. This is a Clinchfield bridge. I've got another Clinchfield bridge that is to do too. Actually, I've got another Clinchfield bridge that I've already done. The one with those little archways on either side, the concrete approaches that are.
Yeah.
I done that bridge in silver. So it gives it's a little bit more differentiation. So I differed my ballast color slightly so far, what little I've done in that way, between the Clinchfield line and the NW line. So especially when they run parallel to each other and then swap sides after they go through the interlocking, I've differed the ballast. I'm differing the ballast color. And then the NW bridges are all black. Also, the NW bridges are all through deck bridges, so the ties are open through to the riverbed. which I actually prefer, but is a lot more work. On the Clinchfield, this particular bridge that I'm working on is still through deck today, although a lot of the Clinchfield bridges are ballasted deck, including the one I built before that has the concrete archways. It was always, even in my area, ballasted all the way across the concrete archways, but then when it got in the center section, across the plate girder in the center section, it was a through deck, and in my era it was a through deck, but in the years later it was they moved it to a ballasted deck bridge. I don't know if they ripped it up, poured a concrete slab across it or something, and then now today it's a ballasted deck. I like the differentiation though, so painting them silver, painting Clinchfield bridges silver, even if I don't know exactly what year that changeover happened, gives a differentiation between the two lines as they run through town. So silver bridge.
Creative Rails wants to know what are the feet on that bridge?
Well, these are kind of odd actually. Most of the time, like on the NW bridges, the bridge feet for microengineering are a pretty close facsimile. They're not exactly right because
but on a plate girder bridge they used plates. They didn't use shoes.
Well, and
they used steel plates that would ride on each other.
Yeah, I've got pictures of them in several different configurations. But on all the places where I've seen, well, like this bridge, for example, I actually have pictures somewhat close to this bridge, and it has pretty doggone large feet on it. So these are 3D printed. They're a Shapeways part, but they're printed with not FUD, not fine ultra detail, whatever. They are white something, and they have a slight texture to them, which I actually rather like. And they're fairly large because the 3D printed detail, I don't remember if these are S scale or something, but I needed something slightly larger. These are quite large, and these are a 3D printed part from Shapeways because they were different.
Phil, you know him up there in Michigan. He goes, "Woo, Andy, man, you have turned gray. I guess it's been a while since I've seen your smiling face."
I've turned gray really fast, actually. I was I just passed 40, so at about 35 or something, I was pretty dark-headed. From about 36 to 40, I just went gray. Real quick. And
that's your story, and you're sticking to it?
Yeah, and I'm not fighting it. I tried. I dyed it. I've dyed it a couple times. And I've not even tried it. Now, this doesn't, this goes gray completely, and it's had these gray spots for years, and I tried dyeing it. It's gone in 3 or 4 days. It's pointless. It's a fight I'm not willing to
The light behind your head's not helping.
Oh, yeah.
Making it look like a halo.
Well, yeah.
Believe me, you're the last person that would have a halo.
Yeah, I was fixing to say Andy with a halo.
Yeah.
If I'm going to halo, it's going to require some artificial assistance to get me there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Wilmer said at least it's not falling out, Andy.
Well, that's what my dad always said. Dad's hair turned gray. They say you follow kind of the father's line. I think it's the mother's father's line or something like that. Whatever. Dad's hair still got pretty good hair. He always said, I don't care what color it turns, as long as it don't turn loose. And I'll abide by that. Plus, I've wore hats a lot of my life. He never has, so, and I never did until I was in the military, and then, having a cover, I've had a harder time breaking that habit. I still wear hats quite a bit.
Yeah, Joey just jumped in. A touch of the brush mall weathering. How you doing, Joe?
I know that guy. What's up, Joey? Oh yeah, he was on the road traveling. Did you make it back, Joey? He was on the road traveling for work as I was last week.
Oh, hey Lloyd, how you doing? I didn't see you slip in.
Yeah, I noticed. Nobody saw me.
Sneaky, sneaky.
I've been here for about an hour.
Oh, have you? Okay.
No, I just got home from work, so.
Okay, keep that semi-retired status if you're out working late all the time.
Hey, I'm at, what is it, beck and call to my clients?
I know all about back and call, brother. Yes, sir. I understand that completely.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe says he's back and he's working on his layout, putting down road bed.
Yeah, I've been following him on Facebook, I suppose, posting pictures of it. I got to get down that way for long. I mean, I was just down there flying out the last week, but I need to run down to Nashville just for the heck of it sometime before long.
Yeah, I was over John's this week. I just went ahead and soldered some wires onto some rail joiners. Showed John where to put them out around the layout. Tell him go ahead and put them out, drill a hole for them. See about running some wiring and.
Yeah.
Next couple of visits, I'll try and finish getting the track all the way around. I still got to put track across the bridge at the window. It's warming up now, so I'll at least get one number 5 turnout made, put on the main line right there where it goes off for the start of the yard.
Yep.
I need to put a 5 there instead of a 6 so I can have a little better room for the rest of the turnouts right there because it's a little congested. And he's got all ground throws, so I gotta have a little bit of room to put the ground throws in.
Yeah, and all your yard turnouts are 5s too, anyway, right? So.
Huh?
All your yard turnouts are number 5s as well, anyway, aren't they?
Yeah, because the number 6s, I just couldn't get them to work out right. Well, one thing is, the angle of the turnout made the angle of the ladder a lot sharper.
Yep.
And that shortened the tracks up in there. And John saw that, and he's going, these are too short. I'm going, John, you got 16 feet a yard here. What do you mean they're too short? Yeah.
Yeah. Yard ladders, it's amazing the difference in a single degree, well, it's not a degree, but a single, indicate, whatever, number 5 to a number 6 in a yard ladder, number 4 to a number 5, whatever, is a big difference in a yard throw with a yard ladder.
Yeah. I printed out a bunch of those number 5s and I laid them out, and that yard ladder went right on in there. No trouble at all. All the way down.
I don't mind 5s too bad. Something 4s just look really aggressive.
Yeah.
If you've got industrial trackage or something, that's fine. Or if you're modeling, really tight industrial trackage, street trackage, trolley tracks, trolley trackage is, 2s or 2.5s. Even look fine in those really tight constraints, but.
Yeah. Yeah. M&M, top right will be Tim Wyman. Bottom right is Lloyd. MHO Junction. He was asking, he said he joined late. He wasn't sure who was who.
Who's that long hair hippie fella up there?
Well, I'll tell you what, we done hit an hour here. So, what in the world was that?
I needed the most annoying text tone I could find. You know, you gotta assign the appropriate text tone for different people, so you know who they are.
Well, at least that's not my tone then, because I wasn't texting you just now.
No, it wasn't you. Just don't tell my wife what I set her text tone to. So.
Yeah. All righty. I didn't mention it front of the show, so let's see what we got next week. We got April the 17th, Joe's Train Room. 18th, it'll be right back here. And week after that, all we got's the Johnny Mall Train Talk Show. How did I wind up with such an easy month this month? I got a bunch of open spaces here on this calendar this month.
Yeah, we're getting ready to start the season where
we're slowing down.
So.
Yeah, we'll be slowing down because Joe's Train Room, he's got this month and next month, and he's off for the summer. But, yeah, in fact, 2 weeks from this Saturday, I'm going to a Live Steamers open house.
Nice.
Yeah, it's about an hour and a half southeast of me. Drive. I saw them at the last train show we had here last month. They got both steam and diesels in there. They got a pretty large place. I don't forgot exactly how many acres. 30, maybe 35, he said. They've got about 5-6 acres already developed. They're laying new track right now too, so.
Well, I'm doing the opposite. I've got 5 people coming over on Wednesday and 5 people coming next Saturday.
Yeah.
I thought Andy was going to come over.
I do want to make it up to Canada sometime. Maybe later this year, first next, something like that. I mean, definitely during, sometime during your 3 weeks of summer, something like that. But,
just make sure there's no snow, that's all.
Right, that's why it has to be within that 3-week window or something.
Yeah. Alrighty, well, we're going to shut this one down, and so don't forget, April 17th is Joe's Train Room. So that's going to be another good one too. So y'all have fun, stay off the tracks, have a good weekend, and we shall see y'all later.
Hey.
Night, John.